Alright, we just finished off with number 7 on the algebraic proofs paper. We're going to move on to number 8. And our first step on this one is just going to get rid of this ridiculous amount of parentheses stuff by distributing. So this, our first part is going to be the distributive property. So the distributive property, distribute this 2 through, you'll get 2 plus 6k. And then distribute this negative 8 through, you'll get negative 16k, and then plus 64 equals the 16 on the right side, nothing there. And now let's combine like terms. Combine. Sheesh, man. It's actually kind of hard to write on these. Like terms. So let's combine the 2 and the 64 to get us 66, and then the k's combine to give us negative 10k. And on the right side is still just 16. Well, that's combine like terms and simplify, because when it's just adding the numbers, it's simplify. Okay, and now we need to work towards getting the k by itself. Let's get rid of this 66 over here. So we're going to subtract 66 from both sides. What lets you do that is the subtractive property of equality. And now on the left side, we're going to have negative 10k. And on the right side, 16 minus 66 is going to be just negative 50. And that's a process of simplifying that gets us to this step from the above one. And now we're going to divide by negative 10 to get that k all by itself. And what lets us do that is the division property. Division property of equality. And k equals 5 is going to be our final answer, and that comes from just simplifying there at the end. If you move over to 9, again, we got oodles of parentheses stuff. Just get rid of it. Alright, you gotta distribute through, and that's gonna be our first step to distribute, or the distributive property. If you distribute on the right side, left side, nothing going on. Right side, negative times 7r is gonna be negative 7r. And negative times subtract 5 is gonna be plus 5. Negative 8 times negative 8 is going to be positive 64. And then negative 8 times negative 4r is going to be positive 32r. And now I'm going to combine like terms just to consolidate my r's. And I'm also going to simplify in this step too. Here, I'll combine like terms first, and then I'll simplify. Negative 7r and positive 32r is going to be 25r. And we still got the plus 5 and plus 64. Now it's the simplify step, where 5 plus 64 is going to give you 69. Left side is 19. And now we're going to subtract that 69 from both sides, because we got to get the r by itself, and that's to do that you have to use the subtraction property of equality. 19 minus 69 is going to be negative 50. Why is negative 50 showing up so many times? And on the right side we got 25r, and you get to this step by simplifying the previous step. And now we just need to get rid of the 25 in front of the r, and what lets us do that is the division property of equality. And our next step here is just going to be simplifying it down. And negative 50 divided by 25 is going to be negative 2. And we're going to be done there. If you move over to 10, again, tons of parentheses stuff. Let's just distribute to get rid of it, and that's going to be our first step. So left side is still just going to be 22. 6 times p is going to be 6p. 6 times 1 is going to be positive 6. And 2 times 1 is going to be 2, and 2 times negative 2p is going to be negative 4p. And now I'm going to combine like terms. I'm going to put LT, because it's really hard to write really small on this. 6p and negative 4p gives us 2p. And then we still got the plus 6 and plus 2. And now I'm going to simplify to consolidate my right side even more to get 2p plus 8. And now I'm going to subtract both sides by 8. And what lets me do that is the subtraction property of equality. And I'm going to simplify to get to my next step. And 22 minus 8 is going to be 14. And now I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And I can do that because of the division property of equality. And then if I simplify, I'm going to get p equals 7. And for the sake of example, you can also switch sides to make it say p equals 7. And what lets you do that is the symmetric property. Alright, seeing something new. Alright, moving on to 11. Now we actually have variables on both sides, and constants, and we got all sorts of things. So this one doesn't start with distribution, unlike the last, I don't know how many we just did that had that. But on this first step, since this side here has has multiple k terms, I'm going to combine like terms to start out. Like terms. So negative 6k minus k is going to be negative 7k. The subtract 2 stays there, and 5 minus 6k stays there. And now I'm going to get rid of the k on the right side, so I'm going to add 6k to both sides. And I can do that by the addition property of equality. And on the left side, we're going to have negative k now. Subtract 2 equals 5. And what lets me get to that is just to simplify. And now I'm going to add 2 to both sides. And that's going to be, I can do that because of the the addition property of equality. And my next step is to simplify to get negative k equals 7. And I'm going to let's do something cool. Let's multiply both sides by negative 1. Because I don't think we've ever done multiply the multiplicative property of equality at all. And then we're going to simplify to get k equals negative 7. And we're done with 11. Making pretty good time here. This one, luckily, both sides are already as simple as they can be. And so now we're going to just jump straight into... here, I'm going to get my variable on the right side, because I can. And I can subtract both sides by 6a because of the subtraction property of equality. And if I then simplify, I can get to negative 6 equals negative 4 plus a. That should be an a, not a 9. And now I'm going to get rid of that 4 by adding 5. What am I thinking? Add 4 to both sides. And that, what lets me add to both sides is the addition property of equality. And if I simplify, I'll get my next step, which is negative 2 equals a. And I'm going to switch sides. And what lets me switch sides is the symmetric property. The symmetric property gives me my final answer there. And yeah, let's do 13. I'm going to start by combining like terms. Left side, this 6v and 2v make 8v, and then subtract 6 doesn't do anything. And I guess technically it's still just plus 1, 1 plus 1 plus 8v minus v is going to be 7v. And I'm going to subtract 7v from both sides because I want to get my variable on the left side. And I'm going to skip the simplify step on this previous line because I'm sick of writing simplify a billion times. So now I got subtraction property of equality. Lets me subtract 7v from both sides, and if I simplify, I can get v. 8v minus 7v is just a v. Minus the 6 stays with it, and 1 plus 1 gives you just 2. And now I'm going to add 6 to both sides. And I can do that by the addition property of equality. And if I simplify, I will have my answer. And that's going to be it for this one.